Good morning. This is a special day at Hirsch Elementary School. We would like to welcome our 4th and 5th graders to this special ceremony as we install our student council officers and representatives for the 2021 school year. Student council is an organization of students who are serious about leadership, citizenship, academics, responsibility, school spirit, and teamwork. The students who are here today to be installed as our new officers and representatives have proven to the other students and staff members on our campus that they want to assume the responsibilities set forth in our student council constitution. They understand that they are now the student leaders on the campus and therefore have become role models for the other students. This is a responsibility that they will take seriously throughout the school year. Now I want to introduce our guest speaker. It's our one and only, Coach Watkins.
All right, thank you for that warm welcome. So good morning. I've been given the honor to speak to you distinguished young scholars this morning about leadership. So starting off, what is leadership? What is a good leader? Leaders and leadership are discussed daily on television, radios, newspaper, magazines, and also social media. You hear about TikTok, Instagram, all of them. We're going to hear about leadership. We're going to hear about leaders and people that are influencers. And people want to know what they're doing. They want to know what they're saying, what they're wearing. As a result, many mixed messages about leadership are communicated to you guys and to society. So, with that being said, there's mixed emotions and opinions about how our leaders and leadership styles should be. So I feel it's important to define what leadership is. It's also equally important for you to discover what characteristics you possess and decide what type of leader you want to become. There have been a number of great leaders in our world's history. Their leadership is quantified by the amount of influence they have and the ability to bring people together towards a common goal. So I'm gonna ask you about some names. I'm gonna test you and see who you guys know. So who's who on history. So are you familiar with any of these names? You can clap if you know their name. All right, Barack Obama. Okay, Donald Trump. Okay, LeBron James. Adolf Hitler. Okay, Jesus. What about Alvin? You know Alvin? Yeah, all right, there we go. We got one. So you guys, Alvin and the Chipmunks. What about Fred? That's what you do. You guys know Fred? Fred's the blonde guy. What about Princess Poppy? Okay. Papa Smart? You know Papa Smart? You know Papa Smart? Okay. All right, so these names, these people, Optimus Prime, Batman, Lex Luthor, these figures and beloved cartoon characters have left their marks on history and our imaginations. But you may wonder, what do they all have in common? It was and is their ability to influence a group of people towards a common goal and get them to follow their lead. Now, Alvin, all right? You guys know his dad's always called Alvin. He's always in trouble, right? So Alvin and his brothers are always following him into trouble, even when they know it's not the best idea. Now, Princess Poppy, she has such a loving, positive attitude that she can get even the gloomiest, even Branch to sing, right? To participate. Papa Smurf, full of wisdom. He has that white beard. Everybody wants to listen to what he has to say. He's always guiding the Smurfs on their missions, and he's always giving them good advice to follow. Now, Batman, he's one of my favorites. Although he's a loner at times, he's respected by everyone because he's always prepared. He always has a plan. He's even converted some anti-heroes from their ability to fight fight evil at his side because he can be that convincing. Now, you gotta go to the other side. So we know that there are heroes that lead, but there are also villains that lead, okay? So we know Lex Luthor, right? That's Superman's nemesis. And although he is villainous and evil, he brought together like-minded individuals to create the Legion of Doom. All right, so this leads me to ask you again, what type of leader do you want to be? What type of influence do you want to have on the world? Will you use your powers for evil, for selfish gain, or will you use your influence for good and the betterment of the people around you? As a leader, the first person you have to lead is yourself. The first person you should try to improve is the person in the mirror. Leadership is hard to define, and a good leader is even harder. But if you can get people to follow you to the ends of the earth, you are a great leader. All right, so be great, student council, and be great, Hirsch Elementary.
Let's give Mr. Watkins a round of applause. That was an amazing speech on leadership. Because these are just not our leaders in the school. Anybody can be a leader on this campus. And we want our 4th and 5th graders to be leaders on this campus. We want you guys to lead this campus and go out of this world being leaders and being able to lead in the right way. So thank you. Now I have Mr. Fancher. He is going to install our officers for student council.
Thank you, Ms. Horn. I do have the pleasure of installing the officers. So at this time, I would like to introduce you to our new student council officers. When I call your name, please come forward. President Chloe Uribe. Chloe, you are now the president of this organization. You are now the leader of this group of leaders. It will be your responsibility to set an exemplary standard of leadership for them as well as the rest of the students on campus. The organization will only be as good as the expectations you set forth and the example that you set for the members. Ms. President, what is your pledge for the Hirsch Elementary Student Council and to all students on this campus?
As the president of the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, I promise to lead by example. I will strive to always remember that my actions speak louder than words. I will be prepared for all meetings and conduct all meetings in an efficient manner. I will help establish a sense of team among the Hirsch Elementary Student Council members.
Thank you, Ms. President. Vice President Joanna Varela. Joanna, you are now the vice president of this organization. You will need to always be prepared to substitute for the president in the event that the president is absent or momentarily unable to fulfill her duties. Therefore, you must know her job as well as you know your own. You will always function as the president's right-hand assistant. Your primary responsibility is to be in charge of all committees as your council selects projects that will benefit the campus. Your committees will only function as well as the leadership you provide for them. Ms. Vice President, what is your pledge to the Hirsch Elementary Student Council and to all students on this campus?
As the vice president of the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, I promise to always be prepared to assist the president whenever I am needed. I will coordinate the work of all committee members so that our projects are successful. I will make certain that all council activities are completed with fidelity and that they represent Hirsch Elementary in a great way.
Thank you, Ms. Vice President. Secretary Giselle Rivera. Giselle, you are now the secretary of this organization. You have three very important responsibilities. First, at each meeting, you are responsible for keeping an accurate record of those in attendance. Second, you are responsible for recording the minutes of each meeting and distributing a copy of these minutes to all advisors. Lastly, you're responsible for all correspondence, remembering that it is always important to thank the individuals who have assisted the council. Ms. Secretary, what is your pledge to the Hirsch Elementary Student Council and to all students on this campus?
As the secretary of the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, I promise to be accurate in all of my record keeping. I will keep a precise record of all council members' attendance. I will make certain that all council members, the advisors, and the principal are apprised of council activities through the distribution of the minutes of each meeting. I will be efficient in responding to all correspondence the council receives.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Treasurer Aiden Green. Aiden, you are now the treasurer of this organization. You have the awesome responsibility of accounting for the funds that are collected by your fellow council members. The responsibility should never be taken lightly. You should help guide the council in the selection of projects that it undertakes and in the expenditure of money that is collected from these projects. Mr. Treasurer, what is your pledge to the Hirsch Elementary Student Council and to all students on this campus?
As the treasurer of the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, I promise to keep an accurate record of all monies that are collected and dispersed by the council. I will always prepare a report to be distributed to all council members at each meeting. I will help guide the council in the selection of fundraising projects that the council undertakes.
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. Historian Olivia Hirsch. Olivia, you are now the historian of this organization. You have the responsibility and privilege of chronicling the events and activities of the council for the year by completing a scrapbook that will be left on the campus for all students, both present and future, to enjoy. You will need to be present at all council meetings and events to photograph and record council projects to include in the scrapbook. Ms. Historian, what is your pledge to the Hirsch Elementary Student Council and to all students on this campus?
As the historian of the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, I promise to keep an accurate record of all events the council participates in through the creation of a scrapbook. I will be present at all meetings and events to compile a collection of photographs and memorable that will be assembled into the scrapbook.
Thank you, Mrs. Story. Representatives, you are the key element to make all council projects run smoothly and efficiently. Projects will only be as successful as you encourage your classmates to participate. You are the avenue whereby students can make their wishes known to the council. It is your responsibility to conduct regular class meetings to report on council business and to gain feedback from your classmates. Representatives, you have a representative's pledge. Representatives, what is your pledge to the Hirsch Elementary Student Council and to all students on this campus?
Ready, go.
As a representative on the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, we promise to keep our classmates informed about all council activities and to report to the council on the wishes and expectations from our classmates. We understand that council projects will only be as successful to the limit that we can encourage our classmates to participate.
Thank you, representatives. Student council officers and representatives, will you now recite the student council pledge in unison? Ready? Go.
As a member of the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, I promise to always be enthusiastic and have a can-do attitude about all activities that I undertake as a council member. I promise to generate and continue a teaching spirit in this school. I promise to be there to see you and no matter how great or small the job may be. I will make certain that the job is completed on time and is done well. I will respect everyone's ideas. I understand that it is a privilege to be on the Hirsch Elementary Student Council, and I will take this responsibility seriously.
Thank you, representatives. You may be seated.
Thank you, Mr. Fancher. Fourth grade and fifth grade, and teachers, please give our new Hirsch Elementary Student Council members a round of applause. Congratulations, student council members, and we look forward to a fantastic year of service and leadership at Hirsch Elementary.